While the cake is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and start on the frosting. So this is just a regular cream cheese frosting. The only thing that's different really is that you add pureed strawberries into the frosting as well. So in the mixer, I already have a block of cream cheese and a stick of butter, and both of those are at room temperature. They've been sitting out most of the day, and I'm going to go ahead and cream those together. You want your mixer on pretty high just to get those incorporated together and really fluffy. All right, I am going to add in the powdered sugar now. So I'm going to start with a few cups. The recipe calls for a pound of powdered sugar, which is about 3.5 to 4 cups. I don't like it to be too sweet, so I'm just going to kind of see how this goes. There's 2. And 3. So when you are whipping this with powdered sugar, you want to start slow. If you start out fast, you're going to get, same with flour. Powdered sugar and flour, if you start fast, they're going to cover you in dust. Once it starts incorporating, you can turn the speed up. I do think it needs more sugar. So I'm going to add about another cup of powdered sugar. Start it slow again. And just let it go at a pretty high speed. Got mine on 6. And let it get nice and fluffy. Sides. You got a lot of sugar on the sides. And then I'm going to add in a 4th cup of this strawberry puree. And this is really going to thin out your buttercream. When I'm making buttercream, I usually use heavy cream to thin it out and make it more spreadable, but this is going to do what heavy cream would normally do in a regular buttercream. And it turns this pretty pink color. I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And that's our frosting. Looks so good. So, our frosting is done. Once the cakes are out and are completely cool, we'll put the cake together. Now we're ready to assemble this cake, and this is a really important step because part of what makes this cake so good is how moist it is, and part of what makes it so moist is the strawberry puree in between all the layers. So I've already got 1 layer on here. You have to let your layers completely cool before you start this because a hot cake is just going to melt this buttercream frosting and then your cake is going to slide all over the place. So make sure you have a cool cake. Mine cooked for right at 30 minutes and then I pulled it out and let it cool. Like, you want to be able to, it may be a little warm, but you just don't want it to be hot. So I've got my first layer on, and I'm going to prick the cake with a fork, and then I'm going to pour some of this strawberry puree on, and then I'm going to prick it a little bit more. I think my mom says she gets it pretty messed up in here. Like, she pricks the cake enough to where that strawberry puree seeps all the way down. So I'll get that spread out. And then I'm gonna add a layer of frosting. So you don't want to put this strawberry puree on your very top layer because as you can see, it's kind of hard to smooth the frosting out over it. So it's gonna make, you're gonna have a cleaner cake if you don't do it on the very top. You can, if you don't care about how it looks, and you just want that puree on all the layers, you can totally do it. But I'm gonna do what Mama says. I will go ahead and tell you, I am not a good cake froster, so there's no telling what the end result of this outside frosting is gonna be. I don't know how it's gonna look, but I do think it's gonna taste good. All right, and then our last layer. So I'm gonna start with the top, I think, and try to, I've seen in some shows where kind of push the frosting over and then go around the sides. Don't really know how this is looking, but I'm kind of impressed because this is my first time making this cake, so I'm just impressed that the layers all made it this far. I guess this is why people measure their layers so that everything comes out completely even. Makes total sense. So my mom added just fresh strawberries on the top of hers and it was so pretty. Simple and pretty. And we're done. This is PJ.
Hello everybody, I'm PJ, the official cake tester. I am a fan of strawberries, so she can't go too wrong.
Remember way back in the day you used to taste cupcakes that I made all the time?
But they were always good. You do good stuff though, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So,
well, thank you.
we gonna... Actually, that tastes like I should have another piece.
You can have as many pieces as you want.
Wow.
I eat all my cake, bro.
What? Yeah.
For real, is it good?
That really is good. And you say you're gonna send something to my mom? She might not get it.
Brain fart. So this cake. I'm having a brain. I'm having a brain fart. I'm having a brain fart. Okay.
With my knife.
I'm gonna cut it for you.
Oh, I thought I get